You had better be doing good, or else 10 whippings. Is it finally time to go back to Macedon and play Fiendsmiths? Sorry, I'm pouring water. And by water, I mean Arizona green tea with honey and ginseng. Rumi-kun, last time they went grocery shopping, they got me this big gallon. I was gonna say 2 liter, but it's gallon. Sorry. It's gonna be another tier format? Oh, okay, well then, no, I'm not, it is not time to go back to Macedon and play Fiendsmiths. What the what the fuck? No, I don't think I'm gonna do that, actually. This motherfucker on Reddit. What does rat jam mean? Are you stupid? Can you not feel it in your very soul? You don't feel the whimsy when you see when you like gaze upon it with your eyes? Like, did God forget to package you in with a fucking, like, a heart? With like an emotion? What a weirdo. But yeah, I played Dragon's Dogmas 2. Pretty fun, pretty cool. I finally got mods to work. Dragon's Dogma once again proving that, like, using the fucking using a mod manager is a fool's errand. Literally, I tried like 3 times to get that shit to work with mods, using the manager, and each time it would just get completely borked. Like, the first startup wouldn't even like, I couldn't even get to the title screen. But I was like, fuck it, what if I just don't use the mod manager at all, and I just drag this shit straight into my fucking browse local files, because I'm like a human being with a brain and can walk and breathe at the same time. Like, I don't need my hand held by something with a, you know, an amorphously unassuming name like Shmoogie or Clippy's mod manager. I don't need the Tubi.tv mod manager. I just throw the shit into the RE framework folder, and then boom, it works. Wow, go figure. It's almost as if you trust users to be, you know, intelligent enough to operate the machine that they built themselves and paid for themselves, then, you know, usually the shit just works. But if you try to get them to go through some other third-party horseshit that insists upon itself, then it doesn't work. That's crazy. Also, the title is a jape, a joke even, a goof, a gaff, a funny, if you would. Obviously this is not like a Kingdom Hearts channel. Excuse me. I've just been thinking about, like, the story of the third game, how poorly it's written, how poorly it's directed, and, like, what could have possibly happened to make that game the way it is. It's honestly kind of insane. Like, I don't really have much in the way of, like, I don't have a way to explain it all to you in a cohesive manner, but, like, you're just gonna have to trust me. That game is written very poorly. I can't speak to how it feels to actually play, because I haven't played it. I'm just watching my friend stream it for me. Like, he's playing it and he's streaming it on Discord and stuff. It's just like, it's just dumb. I'm sorry. It's just dumb. There's a sequence in the game, right? Like, at the beginning, the game is like, oh, this game is like, the story is gonna be like, it's these 2 characters playing chess, right? It opens on a cutscene and these 2 kids are playing chess. And that chess game is supposed to symbolically represent the story of the actual game, like the narrative of Kingdom Hearts 3. You never see this chess game again until literally, like, the ending sequence, like the climax sequence of the video game. And it honestly has been so long that you've probably forgotten about it. So they come back and they reveal, like, they're kind of like they're playing chess, but it's not actually chess, because, like, in order to write a story that is represented by a game of chess, you both have to understand chess yourself and have to assume that the audience is going to understand chess. And the guy writing this clearly did not fall into one or even possibly either of those categories. So instead what he did was he just made, like, this fake chessboard game with, like, 7 boards on it. It looks like Futurama chess or, like, Star Wars chess or something like that, honestly. And, like, it's very, I ironically think that it is a very good representation of the game itself as a whole. He does this move where he summons a bunch of queens, and, like, the dude is like, what are you talking about? well, how did you do that? And the guy's like, what do you mean? Like, don't you play chess? It just doesn't make any sense. Like I said, it's very symbolic to the entirety of KH3 and a little bit like to a lesser extent possibly like the rest of the series, because like it just uses a bunch of made up rules that aren't explained. The characters involved like don't really make sense with how they react to the game of chess itself, and then by the end of it they don't even seem to care that the game's over. They just set up for the fucking next one. Nomura tried to write this cool thing where he's like, oh yes, it's very smart, trust me, you have to have a very IQ to understand what's going on here. And it's just like, brother, what are you talking about? Like it's I don't know. The conclusion of the chess game, or rather the inclusion of the chess game as like a narrative parallel to the events of the actual game, genuinely it feels like Nomura, the writer, right, that's who wrote it, it feels like Nomura is like jingling a bunch of keys in front of your face by having this unexplained rule like comeback mechanic happen for the good guy, and then he's patting himself on the back while he's saying, yes, you get it, right? It's so clear, it's so easy to understand because I have explained it to you. It's just pathetic. It's so dumb and stupid. There's nothing in the rules that it prohibits a dog from playing basketball, dude. That's damn true. That's damn true. Yeah, you know what the fucked up thing about it is, Al Nilam, is that genuinely, you can see the chess being played a little bit, and like the move where he summons a bunch of queens is not getting his pawn to the other side of the board. It's literally his own queen retreats to his own side of the board, and then a bunch of other queens like spawn magically behind that queen. It's just like he didn't have the confidence to either write in himself or the audience to understand what was going on, or like to write a compelling game of chess himself. So what he did instead was like he just made a big piece do an important looking move, and then he made a bunch of other big pieces come in. It feels like he's making it up as he goes along, which, now to be fair, to be 100% to play the devil avocado for Tetsuya Nomura, apparently about a year's worth of dev time went into this video game. Like the cutscene, everything was being, you know, worked on properly. And then after that year went on, Square Enix higher-ups came into the fucking studio and was like, hey, all of that shit that you've done so far, scrap it. We're moving the game over to Unreal Engine 5. You have to use this shit. And it's like, okay, like, that is stupid. Which is ironically also a bad decision. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like the game doesn't look incredible in a lot of spaces, because it's just gonna make me sound fucking stupid, and it makes, like, I respect listeners more than that to be like, oh, this game looks like a fucking PS2 game. First, shut the fuck up. No, it doesn't. The environments in this game do look really incredible, but the fact that it's Unreal Engine 5 genuinely looks like it makes a lot of the like two-dimensionally animated characters, like the ones from the traditional Disney animations, look really fucking awkward. Like everyone from Mount Olympus, like from Hercules and stuff. Hades looks fine if we're being honest, and the Titans look fine. But like Hercules and Zeus and like the Pegasus, they look kind of funky. And then like Yensid from Fantasia, he looks awful. Like in every scene, he sits there unblinking with his fucking tiny little pinprick dot pupils staring straight ahead like a fucking mannequin. He looks like a monster, dude. I would not trust that motherfucker with my pet mouse, let alone like the fate of the entire world. Which is crazy, because the entire time he's sitting there behind his shitty little desk telling Sora, like telling you, the main character, that you suck and you're not really shit. And then he doesn't do anything either. What the fuck are you talking about, brother? I'm so fucking dog shit. Why don't you get up off your ass? You can make the mop move. That's about it. That's all you got? You fucking trained King Mickey, brother? You can't pull a little extra magic dust and give me the power of waking out of your stupid little cone head? Fucking idiot. I'm not gonna talk about fucking Kingdom Hearts anymore. It's just gonna make me crash out. Hold on, I just opened Twitter. Louis Vuitton releasing a bag shaped like a lobster for $18,000. Alright, who wants to donate $18,000? I need this bag. I also have been looking up a few distinct differences that I was not made aware of 100% between Ninja Gaiden 2, like the vanilla release, and then Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma. Not Black, the one that we're playing, but Sigma. Because a lot of people are just saying that Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is like it takes more from Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma than the original vanilla release. So, give me just a moment. This included the lessening of a lot of the enemy counts because the PlayStation just could not handle running that many like singular entities on the screen at the same time or something like that. I think honestly there was some consensus amongst the team that they wanted to make like a quote unquote definitive edition of the video game. They also changed the way the controls and some of the mechanics operated. Like, you remember the bow that we got in the last time we played? In the original release of Ninja Gaiden 2, you can like charge the arrows up, and that boss fight that was a big worm or whatever, the big face worm that was shooting faces at us, you're supposed to like charge the bow up in order to like do a decent amount of damage to that boss. I didn't even use the bow like you're supposed to. I didn't know that because I didn't try. I just kind of went out to it and smacked it with a stick. Which, I mean, like, that's fine too. that's I suppose that was an acceptable way to do it, because I mean, it fucking worked, you know? In addition to rearranging some of the mechanics, they also did take a decent chunk of them out. Like, Ryu used to be able to switch his projectile weapons from shuriken to like explosive shuriken to like a windmill shuriken. It was like a big four-bladed, it was like the thing from like Naruto, if you've ever seen it. You would throw it and it would come back, and you could charge it up just like you could charge the bow. I'm not sure what happened to the windmill shuriken, but I know Ryu doesn't have it anymore. Like, you can't find it in this game. The explosive kunai got taken from, like, you basically can't replace the shuriken with anything, I'm pretty sure, in Sigma. The explosive kunai are given to a new playable character named Ayane, who's the pink-haired girl or purple-haired girl from Dead or Alive. You can also play as Rachel and Momiji. Though they're technically like Ninja Gaiden characters first, but like if you know them at all, you probably know them from fucking Dead or Alive. They did add the new characters, which were not available in the vanilla release. You could play as Rachel and Ayane and Momiji, which is kind of cool. But I will say that the first time I ran through Sigma 2, I was like, this game fucking sucks ass. Because I got to the first mission where you had to play as Rachel, and like I couldn't beat the boss because I was not used to her moveset, and like the game is not rendered like less difficult as a result of you having to just learn a new character on the fly. Like, I got to the end of the level, but I'm just like, I don't like fucking playing this character at all. She feels like shit. So yeah, I was hypnotized to be here. Very based. The hypnotic suggestion worked. I'm glad. I have acquired new viewers via the subliminal hypnosis. Ooh, you want to watch the squishy stream. You want to hear this dipshit yap for 20 minutes about Ninja Gaiden 2 versus Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma versus also Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which is a game that just came out that there is very little official documentation for in regards to the differences between the other two. Ooh, I'm waving my hands, but you can't see. I don't have hands on this model. Sorry, hold on. Let me take it the quick sippy. Yeah, this is world's largest shader compiling. This game is like full of shaders. Yeah, I don't think they've ever made a game with as many shaders as this one. You know how dogs is. You know, they got you riding on the dogs. They got you hunting the dogs. Also, we talked about it last time, I think, when we were playing Ninja Gaiden 2 on stream. No more dog enemies in games. That game has dog enemies in it, and not only is it painful to like actually hurt them, and then you like, oh yeah, they called a dog a bad boy for this whimper sound effect, but also like it's just kind of a pain in the ass. I don't like fighting dogs, dude. They're not fun to play with. Make them fucking rats. Or demons or something. Make them demon dogs and then don't give them actual dog sound effects. Please, thank you, and that's it. Dog enemies in video game, please go and stay go. I don't like you. I was talking about Ninja Gaiden 2, right? Yeah, that's it. So I was gonna say as well, like, while they did take away some enemies and they did alter some mechanics, they also like took away some bosses. And to be honest, good riddance. I don't remember a lot of the bosses from Ninja Gaiden 2 that aren't the 4 Archfiends. And that's probably because they were all fucking dog shit, if I'm being honest. I did not remember the big worm, the big face worm that we fought the last time we played, and that's probably for good reason, because that boss fucking sucked ass. You were supposed to sit there and charge the bow for like 2 seconds every time you wanted to hit it, and I'm gonna be real with you, that does not sound like a fun time. I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad he's dead, and I would do it again, because I hate every single one of you psycho sacks of shit. That's right, I've seen Better Call Saul. Okay, sorry. Again, every time I do that, I'm responding to an employer who's like, make sure you guys should schedule more store meetings. I'm like, brother, literally like 80% of my fucking workforce is comprised of high school kids. They don't even want to be here when I pay them. You're talking about scheduling like the fucking once a month or once a week even, like store meetings where we gotta call in the entire staff to discuss how you shouldn't steal from the register. Like, brother, everyone fucking knows that. Furthermore, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 also added in a couple of boss fights to make up for the ones that it removed. And I gotta say, as far as the reviews can be trusted, most of those boss fights also fucking sucked ass. Literally, I've not seen a single human being that was like, holy shit, the fucking Buddha statue boss fight is gone from Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. I'm so upset. I loved that boss fight. Literally, everyone is like, dude, the boss fight's fucking gone. Thank Christ. That shit was dog shit. It was bad. I got the fucking hiccups. I hope you're happy. Hold your breath. That'll be great content. If I had like a PNG or like a poorly drawn MS Paint face of my own VTuber model holding its breath, and it was like red cheeked and it's like, no, Squishy, don't hold it in. It doesn't do it. Holding it in doesn't do anything. I would hold my breath and put that PNG on the screen. But alas, I don't have said PNG, so I'm just gonna have to fucking yap until the shit goes away. And then, you know, it's like, oh no, Squishy, holding it in doesn't do anything. And it's like, I'm not chuffing a fat boof, motherfucker. I'm trying to remind myself that I'm not a fish. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, kind of crazy we don't know why hiccups happen. Dude, we don't know why a lot of shit happens. It's kind of fucking insane. I went to the doctor for tinnitus. And I was like, yeah, I looked it up. And like, apparently we don't know why, we just don't know why tinnitus happens. And she was like, yeah, they actually did some experiments back in the fucking day, like forever ago. Where they literally like intentionally severed the eardrum connection to a couple people, and they said, yeah, no, I can still hear that shit. So we know it's not like an actual physical sensation that you're hearing. We just know that like your brain kind of thinks that you're hearing it. And I'm like, okay, well, that's really interesting and all, but that helps me literally 0%. So is there anything you can give me that is like actionable advice? And they were like, nope, get out of my sight. I was like, okay, cool, I'll see you next week. Anyway, there was this dude in one of my IRL friends, I suppose. They're a friend in my IRL Discord server. They're like, I just took 10 mg, like 10 milligrams of melatonin. This shit is about to hit different. He was like, it's time to see the fucking Hat Man or something. Like, I'm gonna start hallucinating. I'm like, fucking 10 milligrams of melatonin? Brother, why not some fucking warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Like, get like 15, brother. Like, at least. What are you talking about? Oh, it's time to hallucinate. Bro, I can't even take 10 milligrams anymore. It doesn't even fucking work. Are you crazy? Even back when it did work, it was just like, yes. I feel the tingles in my arms. It is time for the sweet release of... I almost said the sweet release of death. The sweet release of sleep to firmly grasp my legs and, you know, then my arms and then my everything else, and just fucking take my ass straight to dreamland. You know what I'm saying? Dude's fucking 10 milligrams, time to hallucinate. Brother, come on.